pretty dress. Wow, nice.
Thank you.
That's a becoming color for you.
The green.
I'm looking at the camera instead of you in person. I'm looking at the picture here. This is Legal Lane. Vanessa is here. Vanessa Lane Jennings from the Jennings Law Firm. She focuses on law. The phone lines are open. If you tried calling earlier and didn't get through, try now. The number is 622-9622. And good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Everything all right? Are you going to have strawberries tomorrow? Are you going to come out to the Strawberry Festival tomorrow?
I did not realize it was the Strawberry Festival tomorrow.
You live in a cave. This is
I do live in a cave.
Problem with attorneys.
I'm doing a wedding tomorrow.
Are you really? What does that mean, doing a wedding?
I'm officiating. Use proper grammar.
You're the one who says, do you promise to swear to this and that?
That's correct.
Oh, how fun!
Is it
That's
more
exciting?
Is it more of a legal? Is it more of a legal binding agreement when a lawyer reads that thing?
Well, I'm not doing it as a lawyer. So there's that.
What are you doing it as?
A minister.
Are you a minister?
Theoretically, yes. Well, no, I mean officially. There's a certificate and everything.
Really?
Nice.
Is it associated with a church or no?
Yes, but don't ask me to tell you which one it is right now. It's one of the ones you do online. It's like a 20-question little test.
Well, is an attorney in the state of Florida allowed to marry people? Not that I'm saying you're not allowed. Oh,
it's a notary or a minister from a recognized church.
Okay.
And it's recognized.
So are you a notary?
I was, but it expired, which is why we did this, because it was faster.
My mother, I don't want to say my mother married my brother. That sounds weird. My mother officiated over the wedding of my brother and his wife. My mother was a notary.
I like it.
Yeah, so.
And that's an exception, because most times notaries can't notarize documents, and it was actually something I helped a fellow attorney on. They were trying to get an annulment based on that.
Oh.
That exact fact that a relative was the notary. There's an exception.
So Robin reminded me that I had 2 questions for you.
Robin.
Right?
Yes.
Why would you do that to us?
Okay, here's one. There was a guy on
I thought we were friends,
Clark
Robin.
Howard. There was a guy on Clark Howard. You know Clark Howard?
No.
The financial show?
No.
Okay.
I live in a cave, remember?
This is on the radio. But anyway, so he goes to Vegas.
My cave does not have radio.
He goes to, let me start from the end rather than the beginning. The end of the thing is he gets a bill from the IRS for income tax $10,000 in the course of 2016.
Ouch. Okay.
Okay? The $10,000 was money he won at a casino in Las Vegas during the course of 2016.
Okay.
He never won $10,000 during the course of 2016.
Well, that's sad for him.
But he did. And here's why he didn't and he did. He never walked out of there with $10,000. What happened was he would always bet $100. $100 was his limit. If he lost it, then he was done, right?
Okay.
Which is better than I would do. I would do 20 and say I'm done. So he puts it in the slot machine. He's always a slot machine guy. Goes to the slot machine and it goes up over. If he wins more than $700 or something like that, then the IRS gets notified that you won. But he never cashes out. He always just plays it because he goes there to play. He doesn't really go there to win money. He says he doesn't really need it. He wants to just have fun. His wife works next door, by the way. That's kind of what he's doing. He's killing time while he's waiting for his wife to get off work. Okay. So in the course of a year, he goes over $700 enough times that he has won $10,000 and then, of course, bet it down. But as far as the IRS was concerned, you won the money. Okay, can you imagine that?
I can and I can't. How do they keep track of it? Because
you get a card. I asked the same question to Robin. We went to this place in
Tampa.
Tampa.
The Seminole.
the Hard Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been there?
Not the one in Tampa. I've been to the one in Hollywood.
Stevie Nicks guitars there.
Very nice. I do like Stevie Nicks.
But anyway, so
If I had
yeah,
a good voice, I would sing for everybody right now. I do not.
they get your card identifies you and has your social security number and everything. So I'm thinking if I ever go back, I'm just going to say no thanks to the card. Just keep playing.
I must have gone to Vegas too long ago because I never.
You never had a card?
I didn't have a card. No, we stayed at the MGM Grand too.
Can he contest it? I mean, to the IRS, if they tell you he owes it, even though he didn't cash out and he, was losing
Well,
it.
he still realized it because he still used it. I mean, that would be their argument. Oh, you can
Oh.
contest anything, and he'll probably go and negotiate it down because I'm sure once he talks to someone, they'll negotiate it down with him. But
There was a topic that is more along the lines of what you normally deal with in the news this week, I think it was. And it was to put dogs and cats, pets, into the same category as children in a divorce. And not necessarily as far as visitation, but as far as taking them off the property list. You know what I'm talking about?
yes.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
So in the state of Florida, especially right now, animals are property. They're not, there's not an emotion given to property. Property is property. It's like a pen. No one can see that I'm holding up a pen, but it's a pen.
Yes, I can.
Unless they're watching. There's no difference between that in the eyes of the law, between your car or your cat.
Right, okay.
So-
Except the R becomes a T.
Grammatically and phonetically, yes. But I meant as an item. So they want to put into the more of the emotional category, where a lot of people view their animals as children. That people get into fights over animals just as often as they'll get into fights over children. Like who gets the dog is very, very important.
In
And if
my
there's-
home, who was the dog?
Yes, she was.
Sorry. My dog's name was who? Sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to stop. So do you have is it law yet in the state of Florida, or is
No.
it something they're working on?
I believe that's where they want to go
Yeah.
with it. I don't necessarily agree with it because that just opens up the door
But do you
to more
deal
problems.
do you deal with it already?
Yes, but it's easier when it's viewed, that you give it a value and say, okay, who gets it? And you just move the dog on either side.
Wow.
Do you have shared custody sometimes in your divorce
Yeah.
cases of the animals?
Yes. I mean, it's not called that because there's no time sharing or anything like that. And that's where if you put it into more of the category of children, you can get into concepts like actual legal concepts
Yeah, right.
of there being time sharing with your animals.
Oh, that's got to be hard.
Can you imagine this though? Can you imagine you're divorced and you've got lucky? Not you're lucky, but that Robert had a lucky. Okay, so I'm just
Oh, see, I was going somewhere totally different with
Yeah.
this conversation.
I know, my mind was.
Robin and I went down the we were playing in the gutter for a second.
you've got what's a good
Fido.
You got Fido. Okay. Now your wife is sharing Fido also, and you've got Fido for the weekend, and Fido poops on the floor. And
You like giving me wives in all of my scenarios, but I'll take it. Go ahead.
Yes.
So my wife wants Fido.
no, we share custody.
Oh, we're sharing. Okay.
But when Fido's at my place, I'm making lunch for Fido, and he poops on the floor, and I say, "Do you do that at Mom's house?"
Yes. And Fido looks at you and says yes.
Probably, yeah. So how's everything going for you?
Pretty good.
Is it a busy time of year for you?
Ironically, yes.
Isn't that weird? It's busy for us too. That's good that it's busy for us. I don't know if it is for you.
It's not bad. I'm not complaining. I mean, all this week there was court, so it was just a lot of court running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're pretty amazing because you own your own law firm. It's not like you're a partner in somebody else's that they have the responsibility. You have the responsibility for everything that goes on.
That helps when you're a control freak.
Uh-huh.
I like controlling everything.
And do you sometimes have people to do the outside paperwork and writing up and investigating and things?
We don't do a lot of investigation. We do have an outside investigator, but we have a paralegal on staff, and then we have a legal assistant.
Oh, okay.
So there's people there.
Gosh.
Actually, we have 2 paralegals.
Oh.
I forget about one.
So when people come in, do they see the paralegal first and then they sort of talk to them and then they get to see you, or?
Well, they have to go through Sally first.
Oh, okay.
That's their big one. They have to make it through her. And then once they make it through Sally, they can get to Rennie, who's the paralegal.
Uh-huh.
And then potentially, if they haven't tackled them, they would see me.
Oh, nice.
We were up against the break. Let's take the break. And if you have any questions for Vanessa, as you can tell, we have fun with Vanessa and we yuck it up a lot. If you have something legal going on, it's probably nothing you're yucking up about. You probably have something serious to ask. And we invite you to call in and excuse our yucking. Just excuse us for yucking it up a little bit. But anyway, the phone lines are open. We'll take a break. The number is 622-9622. You can call Vanessa. She will do her best to answer your questions. My suggestion is you go see her at her office. The phone number over there is 804, am I saying this right? 0092?
That's correct.
804-0092. But right now, 622-9622. We'll take a little break and be right back.
Dan, did you know that the runway at Ocala's airport is nearly 8,000 feet long?
Why, no, Brad. I did not. Please, tell me more about said runway.
Seriously, it's a big airport.
Yeah, I kind of knew that. So what's your point?
Well, just that most people don't even realize there's an airport, much less one that's big enough for Air Force One to land.
And
that Ocala Aviation is based at Ocala International Airport.
so why are you telling me?
So that you can help me get the word out that Ocala Aviation has a fleet of airplanes and it's here for them to learn to fly.
And how do you propose we get said message across to so many people at once?
We should put an ad on a good radio station, but yours will do.
Very funny. Well, what do you want to say?
That we offer private, instrument, and even commercial training, all right here in Ocala. They don't even have to go anywhere else. They can do it all right here.
Nope, never work.
Well, then give them the number to call with any questions.
I can't even remember your number.
Yes, you do. 861-7484. How hard is that?
Okay, I'll call you next week and we'll get it started.
Can you remember the number this time?
Yes, 861-7484.
Call me.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike's got plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Why is there a mariachi band in... Wait, are you digging up the yard again?
It's Not What It Looks Like.
Oh, really? Because it looks like you're tearing up my yard right over the septic tank.
Okay, so maybe it's a little bit what it looks like. See, what happened was...
Wait, let me guess. The septic is backing up and you thought you were Fix-It Guy again and would take it upon yourself and dig up my yard?
That's Mr. Fix-It Guy.
Uh-huh. What did we say the new rule was?
No eBay when you're not home.
Well, yes, but not that one. If water runs through it...
I know, they do it. But this is septic.
Yes, Mike Scott Plumbing does septic.
I knew that.
866-314-4443.
I know. 866-314-4443. Got it.
And what's with the mariachi band?
You didn't say anything about Amazon. On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
Aw, come on, an elephant?
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
All right, 9 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Phone lines are open if you have a legal question for Vanessa Lane Jennings. She's here to answer those questions and to have fun with Robin and I. And when those two worlds meet, oh, it's trouble. And the law,
My world's biggest trouble.
the Jennings Law Firm is at, let me tell you where it is, 2945 Northeast 3rd Street on the second floor. And you are an attorney at law.
Or an attorney, or
At
some days
law.
a lawyer.
I wanted to ask you about the word "at" in that expression. Why is it not attorney of law?
Because we meet the law. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't. I will make something up and make it sound good, but then people will actually believe what I say, and then that's apparently a bad thing. I have no idea why it's
Am
called.
I a broadcaster at radio or on radio?
That's a curious title, though, attorney at law instead of attorney of law.
Not to be confused with when you marry somebody who's an attorney. That's an attorney-in-law.
Yeah.
That's just a whole world of hurt that no one needs in their life. I'm going to Google it for us,
Oh, you're going to Google it. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
which I don't suggest is the proper way to do any kind of legal research.
Do you recommend, though? Is there a website that is actually reliable for legal research?
LexisNexis or Westlaw.
That sounds like something you put on a hot dog. Alexis Wessels and Coleslaw? What'd you say?
LexisNexis.
Hold on. LexisNexis? This is a long name.
Lexis.
Lexis.
Nexus.
Lexus.
Why are we asking me how to spell?
LexisNexis and in-laws? What did you say?
No, Westlaw.
Nexus, Lexus, and Westlaw? .com?
Right, you're gonna. I mean, people.
My gosh, they got to have a better name than that.
Now they're not going to be able to go and just use it. You have to buy the subscription for it. But
Oh, okay.
they're paid for services. But there's that, and there's also Fastcase.
.com? Mm-hmm. Fastcase.com? Oh,
Yes.
I can see they got a better website name.
They do, and there, if you're through the Florida bar, you get to use that service for free.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Now, on your website, can people ask you legal questions on email? Or do you discourage that and you prefer that they call you?
If they're a client, they may ask me a question over email. If they're not a client, they have to become a client, and then they get to ask me questions.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
So on fastcase.com, I just found this has an all-new top form web bankruptcy filing online. Is that just for attorneys, or could I, not that I want to go bankrupt, but I mean, could I use that?
I'm sure you could.
So anybody can use a form and then circumvent, I guess, your services?
Certain of my services, not all of my services.
Okay, so some things you're okay with us getting a pre. What was the like sometimes in the station not stationery store, we used to call them that.
Like at Staples where they get the
Office Depot and things like
right,
that.
where they get the
Office
pre-done
supply
forms.
store.
Right, that's okay on something?
Okay, so as a lawyer, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Blanket no, because every case is different, and there could be one little thing that you want different, and if it's a form, you can only fill it in. I mean, you can amend it all you want, but you don't know what you're doing and how you're affecting it by adding something or taking something, or if you add something, something else might need to be added, and you don't know about it. So that's the only reason I say generically that's not the best way to go, but I meant in a pinch, I mean, they are legally binding.
Because they're a contract.
Well, I mean,
Ultimately, right?
well, if you sign them and you follow through and you get it notarized and you do everything that needs to be done, but like if you're going to do wills or trusts or any kind of estate work, I normally say go to talk to an attorney first.
If we elect people who are not attorneys, and we have a president who was never an attorney right now, right? Whether you like him or not, that's just the true
We've had
fact.
a peanut farmer.
Right. That's right. Okay. So when we have somebody who's
And an actor.
and they're making law, right? So let's say the guy making the law.
Executive orders.
Okay, so let's say they're making a law that says you have to treat dogs like children in a divorce case, right?
I don't know if that would be constitutional for them to do that, but okay.
Okay, but they are doing it right now, aren't they?
They're doing executive orders, which is, I'm going to
In Tallahassee?
Oh, well, wait, what?
I
No.
thought this was a statewide thing.
But you're talking about presidents, so you went sideways in the analogy?
No, I was just using that as an example of somebody who, in other words, but
and I'm just not to cut you off, but it actually makes a huge world of difference who we're talking about making laws.
Okay. Oh. So, but I mean, if I'm elected into the state senate, okay, I'm at the state level, okay, and I love dogs, and I say dogs should be treated like children.
Okay.
It might be considered wacky and maybe problematic to the law people like yourself.
Right, but that's how the system's supposed to work, and it's not the answer anyone ever wants to hear. But see, at that point in time, you're actually in the legislative, and it's your job as part of the legislative branch to go and make rules of law. That's like legit your job. But you have to go through a whole process. So there's going to have to be other people who are there with you who are going to be like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then you're going to have to go from the House to the Senate, and they're going to go, yeah, that's a great idea. And then it goes up to the governor. So I mean, it's going through a lot of checks before it actually becomes law.
In the case, is it John Morgan, the guy pushing for the marijuana laws?
Morgan, yeah.
Is that the guy?
Yep.
Okay, now he's got a family member who benefits from medicinal marijuana, right?
Correct.
So it's very, very personal for him to make, and I know he's not a lawmaker. He wants to be, though. He wants to run for governor this year, right? Or next term.
Next term.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you know him? You look like
Nope.
you do. No.
I do not know him. I know his son.
Okay, but it sounds like it's an emotional thing, and maybe the science community and the legal community have a different thought. Well, he is the legal community, but you know what I mean. Maybe different people need to be heard from,
And that's why there's supposed to be diversity in government, and why everyone shouldn't be a lawyer. Because sometimes lawyers think in a box; they don't think outside the box. Or sometimes they think outside the box too much, and they need to be thinking in the box. So it just depends. That's why people are supposed to elect people who are like-minded to them, theoretically, to go and represent their ideas and passions in either Tallahassee or in D.C.
And you were really heavy into the politics of South Florida, weren't you?
Not South Florida, Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, why did I think South Florida? I don't know.
I was a prosecutor in South Florida, but I went there after I did all my campaign work.
Okay. Why? We should just interview one day, just you, instead of asking about the law. We should just talk about your life.
Well,
Sounds
Let's
interesting.
not bore your listeners.
Sounds interesting to me.
I think they love that.
If you need an attorney, we have one right here for you. Her name is Vanessa Lane Jennings, and the phone number to call Vanessa at her office is 804-0092. Or you can, there's a website. It's jenningslaw.net,
That's correct.
correct? And the other thing to do is just show up at the office, 2945 Northeast 3rd Street on the 2nd floor.
But if you do, you're going to see Sally.
You'll see Sally. Yes.
Poor Sally.
Preliminary stuff. She's beautiful.
Thank you,
She's
Vanessa.
beautiful. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu, and arrest as probes continue into